Hello, friends. Welcome back to Stan's Cutlery Universe. Man, that came out weird. Excuse me. Stan's Cutlery Universe. Today is a modern Monday Madness brought to you by Aaron over there at 865 Knives. It's not putting out quite as much content as he used to. Busy man, but it's still an awesome open tag, and I like participating in it. And I got a couple what I think are wonderful moderns that are very budget friendly. In fact, the most expensive one is $19.99. So, what can you say bad about that? First up, we'll talk about the Ganzo. Definitely a Chinese made knife. This is the B0DH8LK7J2 Ganzo G627. Okay, this is the GR. This is available on Amazon. This is the one that is $12.90. I will leave a link. Got the little warranty card here with it and a desiccant tab. I will leave a link. Now, first off, I'm not going to lie. I bought this for the reason that it was $12.90. I have had great success with Ganzo knives. I've been buying Ganzo knives since, well, I think I first seen them or heard about them on Nut and Fancy back in like 2009 or 2010, somewhere in that range. I've had great success with them. Very well made knives. This one is a beautiful knife. Sorry, I might have to start this over if I keep my throat not clearing. This one is a beautiful knife. Got a neat frag pattern there. Really good looking piece. But I ain't gonna lie, it is a heavy piece. This is at least the weight of a buck 110, maybe a hair more. It does have tip up carry, nice pocket clip, which is definitely reversible. There's the grind out for it. So definitely reversible. It is very well centered. Front flip, or not front flipper, but flipper knife. This is 8 CR14. It's the G627. There's the Ganzo. Like the drop, or not drop point, but it's got a nice swedge. I should probably start this over, but if I did that, it wouldn't be a stand video. So, construction is very good. The liner lock locks up beautifully. For $12.90, jimping is phenomenal. In fact, might be considered a little sharp by some people. Got some nice little, thing cutouts here. One's to get the liner lock, plus your finger fits in there nicely. The other one back here, maybe to get a little, thrusting power if you needed it. But really a decent feeling knife. It is bulky, because I believe it's fiberglass reinforced nylon. Does have a few lightening holes to lighten the weight in the liners, the steel liners. But for $12.90, oh, it is assisted too. I didn't even realize that. For $12.90, I just been playing with it, not paying attention. You'd think I'd pay attention being a person that likes to talk about knives. Then again, you'd think a lot of things I do that I don't do. But just a really nice knife. $12.90 on Amazon. I'll have a link down below for it. It's one of those knives. It's a nice modern. If it lives up to what all my Ganzo knives have, you're going to carry this for years in your pocket and enjoy it and just have a good knife that, yeah, you might need to sharpen it, weekly or something, depending on usage. But it's 8CR, 14. It's not hard to sharpen. Half the time, if you just put it on the strop, you're going to be good to go. If you really get into the blade, you might have to put it on some ceramics, but really good looking piece, and just trying to figure out a good spot to hold it. And like I said, for $12.90, I just personally don't feel you can go wrong. Got a nice sharpening choil right there. Yeah, it's one of those knives that I wouldn't be ashamed. In fact, I'm going to carry it today. But it's on nylon bushings. It looks like, yeah, nylon bushings. I wouldn't be ashamed to carry it at all. It is a really, really nice knife, especially when you consider the cost. I mean, you're getting something for sub $13. If you have Amazon Prime, that's sub $13 to your door. I don't know how much shipping is if you don't have Prime, but I can't imagine it being much. And yeah, just a nice knife. I'm not going to try and build it up for what it's not. It is a nice knife, a little bit bulky, got some weight to it, but you're going to get years of use out of it and be satisfied with it. I, yeah, I, I'm not going to downplay it. Like I said, if this is as good as every other Ganzo knife I've ever had, you will be so happy you spent your $13 on it. Don't know what else to say. Gonna pause the video for a minute right here. And I'm back. For those of you that must know, I had to pick my nose, okay? Oh, Lordy. Nah, I had to go blow my nose. I had something going on. So thanks. Thanks. The next knife up is from Ryder, Smoky Mountain Knife Works house brand. Beautiful knife again, made in China. This is the RR2719. This is the knife that is $19.99 through Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Might be a little cheaper on Chicago Knife Works. This is their take on the one of their takes on the crossbar lock. I'm not real good at that. I apologize. I really gotta say, I do. I gotta wipe some oil off it. I've oiled it. I do like the belly on this blade and the drop point here. Nice swedge. Let's see if I can get that to. Yeah, there you go. Man, I got a lot of oil. I didn't realize I put that much oil on it. One thing I don't like, I'm not going to lie, you get right there, the lock is frozen now. You cannot move that lock, and you cannot make the blade move without doing that. It is a flipper, flips great. The action is awesome. As long as you get it through that point right there, you're good. If you miss it, it sticks. And then you cannot draw the lock back enough to get through. I don't like that. It's like something's wrong with the ramp geometry here, because that's where it's riding then. Something's wrong there. That should be changed out slightly. Maybe not be so rounded, maybe drop the hair so that when you go and you don't do it right, it doesn't stick the lock. Does that make sense? I don't like that, but for $19.99, it is a beautiful. This is grippy micarta, super grippy. Nice jimping on the flipper. I really like the only badging they did on the knife is right there on. Come on, camera. It's right there on the pocket clip. I like the fact that the screws are set in. It is only tip up right carry. I like the lanyard hole. Very nice knife overall. Yeah, this is D2 steel. Yes, D2. It's just really tiny on the Tang stamp. Great knife, smaller knife. It is a smaller knife. It is well made, but like I said, one downfall I have is right there. Oh, I guess if you really fight it, you can get it through it. But it doesn't happen real often. If you let it just go, and maybe it's just the lube when I first got it, because it's going better now. Maybe with the lube I put on it. That's the best it's been. So maybe that's not actually a problem with the profile there with the lock, the liner lock, or not liner lock, I'm sorry. Crossbar lock. My goodness, I'm having one of those mornings. When I go to my doctor's appointment later on, welcome, sir. How can we help you? What's your name? Name? Uh, uh, yeah, it's one of those days. But yeah, it is getting better. So maybe it was just a lube issue. Okay, there did it again now. Might have just been a lube issue though, because I'm thinking, I don't know, something to work on, something for me to mess around with and try to figure out what is, what is. Oh, okay, I was wrong. That liner lock doesn't ride on this ramp. There's actually an internal ramp there that it rides on. And I think that's what they're using for the detent too. Huh. The internal ramp, if you look right underneath the thumb stud here, sorry, or not thumb stud, but the flipper, you can see where it is. So I don't know. For 1999, good knife. I mean, you all know I'm a Rough Rider fanboy. I admit that all the time, but I will not shill, like I said. And I found something that I did not like about this, and I shared it fully and honestly, and it is getting better. See, even there, it allowed me to get the bar down some. It is getting better. So it might have been this a lubricant point thing. It really might have been. Um, but I wanted you all to know about that because, that's important to know. How's the lockup? Ooh, bank vault tight. Cannot complain about that. What is this on? This is on. Looks like it. Shoot, it looks like it might be bearings. That might. Maybe it's bearings. Maybe I should have looked that up, but I don't even think they said the. Well, if not, it's on a, some type of. That's bearings. Sure feels like bearings too. It's got that. Anybody that's a knife person knows what I'm talking about. That messes with these and different things. They'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that feels like that's bearings. But yeah, really nice knife, ultra light. This thing is. You could put this in your pocket and forget about it. I'm not joking. This is a super super light, well centered. Yeah, I like it. It's a nice knife, but the only thing I just don't like is that once in a while now it used to be like every time I'd do that. And now see, watch this. This is what I'm talking about. And it's tight. It's really, really tight there when it does it. It's like there's a spot, and I think I figured it out. It's what they're using for their detent. They're using it as their detent also. So there's probably a spot that like pops a little bit, like you know what I mean? Instead of it being flat, it's like that, so that goes over it, and when it comes down, it gets stuck there maybe every once in a while. I'm betting that's what it is. Now I'm really looking at it, but it is so much better than it was by playing with it and putting some KPL in there. Yeah, it's better than it was, way better. So there are two budget-friendly options, kind of different spectrums of the realm here. I mean, they're both flippers, different type of locks, liner lock, crossbar lock, heavier, lighter, blades, assisted, non-assisted. Oh wow, they both still got good blades. I didn't think this one would match up as well as it does blade lengthwise. That's pretty cool. This one is assisted, like I said, and it just I, my personal opinion right here. If you were somebody that said, I got a $50 budget to buy some knives for a daily carry, and I'd like to have three knives. I'd like to have a heavier, bigger, harder use, modern, boom, Ganzo G627. Check. $12.90. We'll say 13 frees the math. I'd like to have a lighter use, lighter duty, modern carry. Check. 19.99, $20. So now you have $33. Okay, now we was talking about if you had 50 bucks. And I'd like to have one traditional style knife, maybe a trapper or a stockman. Boom, easy peasy. Go get yourself a nice rough rider. You can get one of those nice trapper, nice stockman for sub $20. You now have a beautiful carry. Yeah, they're all Chinese made. They're all salty. Wah, you know. But you have a beautiful carry. You have three really good knives. You have a Rough Rider. You have two Rough Riders actually, because you got your Rough Rider Trapper or Stockman or whatever pattern you like, and you got a Ganzo for your heavier, harder, heavy use stuff right there. Tell me that's not a pretty cool setup for $50. You can't tell me it's not a pretty cool setup, because it is. It really is. You know, um, and that is something where we are blessed today in as modern knife collectors, as any type of collector today in these modern times. Being 2025, that we are blessed with these very budget friendly, well built knives. I will not call them cheap knives, because they say something's cheap. To me, that puts a well, growing up, when I heard cheap, was basically is a POS. And for those of you that know what a POS is, piece of poo poo. There, except using a different four-letter word. Um, so there was a difference between uh, inexpensive and cheap. So you can build, like I was just saying, you can build a nice daily carry system now for $50. Shoot, if you got $100, you can build a 3-knife system easily, a nice uh, slip for your trapper, stockman, whatever. You can also get yourself a nice EDC light, a nice EDC pen. Shoot, you might even have enough left over to go buy yourself this a regular chrome um, Zippo down the Wally World or Amazon. I think they're only like $15. You could really have a beautiful carry system for $100 or less nowadays. Man, I hadn't even thought of that. Holy cow. You really could. Wow. We are so blessed to be in the knife, EDC communities, right now, that we can get these type of things for that type of money. I mean, shoot, you could even do a nice American made carry, have a modern, a traditional, and a Zippo for sub 200. Yeah, you can, because you can get a modern, trying to think of the modern case. Yeah, you can for sub 200. Now for a light American made flashlight, that gets a little more expensive. Modern American made pen you could probably pick up. We are so blessed, honestly, we are, to be in this community, in this hobby, in this, you know, um, time, really, to be able to get all these wonderful pieces for such a bargain price. Ah, for such a bargain price, and be able to have fun with them and share them and enjoy them. You know, I get irritated sometimes, especially when I go grocery shopping now, and that cart full of groceries that 5 years ago was $100 is now 300, and you've literally bought the same stuff. You just kind of look at it and go, oh, you know, but you got to pay it, you got to eat, you got to have food. But then you look at stuff like the knives and stuff like that, and it's like, wow, it kind of makes me, I think I might understand why I've been enjoying. I mean, I've always enjoyed knives, but why I've been really enjoying them recently is maybe in the back of my mind, I've realized I can have a lot of fun without going broke. I mean, you can go broke in this hobby. Believe me, there's some knives out there that I've bought that one knife blows my knife budget for 2 months. And that's one of those where you got to talk to your wife or significant other if you're married, or whatever, um, and say, hey, I'd like to spend $400. I'd like to spend $500 in one purchase for one knife. Then you get the look of Say what? Those of you old enough to remember the program Different Strokes. What you talking about, Willis? It's like, then you explain, hey, if you let me get this, I won't purchase anything next month. You know, which is usually a lie. You don't intend to purchase anything next month, but then next month comes and that certain case drop happened, or that certain buck drop happened, or that certain this happened, or this, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, I got to have that. So you figure out a way to do it. But anyways, now I'm just straight up rambling. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. If you made it this far, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Please hit that like button. I really need to start getting my like count up. Really helps out the channel, getting in the algorithm. Um, I appreciate y'all. If you made it this far, thanks again. Um, I do appreciate it. With that being said, live long, prosper, and collect your own way.